Hello and welcome back to my channel. This one is for parents. We'll be talking about Canada Emergency Response Benefit, or CERB as it's affectionately called, for parents, and we will get into how to maximize the benefits, how to find out if you're eligible, and I know government gives some guidelines, but what that really means for you and how to apply it. Before we get into it, a few disclaimers. This information is constantly changing. It's up to date as of today. If there are huge changes, I will make another video updating you, but this is information as of today. If you want more information, go to canada.ca. It's the place to be to get all the information you need. And this is information only. If you want specific advice, you can leave it in the comments below and we'll see what we can do. Or speak to a lawyer, speak to a chartered accountant who can give you individualized help. With that out of the way, let's talk about CERB. You are eligible if you have children at home that you need to take care of. All daycare, schools, everything's shut down, and if you have to take care of them, whether they have the virus or not, you are eligible for CERB. If your daycare is opening, which now there's talk of a lot of daycares opening, but there's no spots available, you're still eligible. A lot of mamas are finding out that their little one's spot is no longer existing, or they are going on alternate days. A lot of daycares are getting really creative. But a spot that was meant for 20 kids now can hold maybe half because of social distancing guidelines. If you're unable to balance working from home and taking care of your little one, you're still eligible. And if you can only work part-time, and a lot of workplaces are being very flexible right now, they're letting you work odd hours, flexible hours. If you're making less than $1,000 a month, actually, to be a little more specific, if you're making less than $1,000 every 4-week period that we'll talk about in a second, then you're eligible to apply. $12,000. Let's break that down and see where that comes from. So you can get $500 per week for a maximum of 24 weeks, as long as you meet the criteria within the windows that are assigned. If you want more information on the eligibility criteria, they will be linked to another video that talks you through all of them. Last but not the least, remember this is taxable income. I will really break that down for you. If you've never been self-employed before, this is going to be a shocker. The biggest concern people have is, should I apply through unemployment insurance or EI through Service Canada, or should I apply through CRA? The important thing is you cannot apply through both. CRA is being pretty forgiving, you can pick one or the other, but if you apply through both, that's where the issues start happening. If you were self-employed before all of this started and you had a huge reduction or complete stoppage of income, you apply through CRA. If you worked full-time and find yourself out of a job right now, apply through unemployment insurance and Service Canada. If you worked part-time, so that's 30 hours or less every week, for 8 out of the 12 months last year, you applied through EI. If you worked part-time, which is 30 hours per week, less than 8 months out of the 12 months last year, you applied through CRA. Again, they're being a little bit forgiving right now. They'll talk you through it if you have any issues, but make sure you apply to only one of them. And you need to reapply. It's not a one and done kind of a deal. If you applied through Service Canada or unemployment insurance or EI, it's all the same thing, you need to apply every 2 weeks. There's a quick little waiver. They will ask if you're still eligible, and if you are, you get the money. If you apply through CRA, you need to apply every 4 weeks and confirm your eligibility. Keep proof. So this is where it becomes really interesting because everyone's applying. CRA doesn't have the time to audit everyone right now. They say they will audit people later and make sure you met the criteria. Anything you can keep as a proof of why you're not able to work will really protect you in the future. If you're getting emails from your daycare saying that they don't have spots available, or that there's a change in requirements that you can't meet. I know there's one daycare that says you have to pick the child up within 15 minutes in case they have the sniffles. And if you work too far away, you can't pick up your kid within 15 minutes. So these are the type of things you really do want to document and keep. The other thing you want to document is anything your work gave you of why you can't work, or their inability to be flexible in this time and have you work flex hours or things like that. This benefit is not for people who voluntarily quit their jobs. So you need to be able to prove that, one, you did not voluntarily quit your job, and two, you actually needed the childcare. So these are the eligibility periods I was talking about. And as you can see, they start March 15th and they go in 4-week chunks. Now, in each of these time periods, you're allowed to make $1,000. If you make more than that, you have to skip that window and go to the next one. If you missed a window, or there's a change in regulations or eligibility saying that you can apply now, but you couldn't apply when CERB first came out, you still have time. You can apply till December 2nd. And remember, $43.5 billion were given out with this plan. So if you need the help, if you're stuck financially, and you're eligible, make sure you take advantage of this. And last but not the least, remember that this is taxable income. If you've never been self-employed, you may not realize that you actually have to put money aside out of those $2,000 that you will pay in taxes next year. Base it on your tax bracket last year. At least put that much money in a high interest savings account. Forget about it. You will need it next year when it comes tax time. So yeah, that was a little bit of a cheating. I said $12,000, but based on where you're taxed at, that actually might be a lot less. Sorry. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really hope you found this information useful. If there's any other topic you would like me to cover, please leave it down in comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for YouTube algorithm to pick us up so I can continue to make more content. Have a lovely day, stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time.